Today we're gonna be talking about some of the villain teams in this game and just why they're so much fun. I think the villain teams in this game are they're so fun compared to the at least the hero teams and the super teams. More so for the fact that it's just the super teams usually you get the same kind of stuff. It's either like a Universal Survival Saga team, you have the SSJ4 team, which right now the SSJ4 team is very fun. But a lot of them are, obviously they're celebration based. I mean, right now we're doing a Future and GT celebration, so right now we're kind of rocking with, Future Saga and Super Bosses and then GT Bosses, GT Heroes. But we're going to kind of go over some of the previous teams we've had in the past and kind of just go into the whole extreme side of Dokkan. Like I said, when it comes to playing the game and what I find fun, the villain teams really make it. It's just I get to run characters I don't normally get to run, and the villains in Dragon Ball Z are some of my favorite villains, just by far, and really in shows. Like I love Cell. Cell's my favorite villain. I love Frieza. I love Buu. And whenever they have these celebrations where you're able to just run all teams of different forms of the same character, it's fun. It's sick. We're gonna go back all the way up until like the worldwide download celebration Dokkan Fest, which would be the two Brolys, which by the way were amazing releases. But as an honorable mention, I'm gonna bring up Captain Ginyu's team because it says Terrifying Conquerors and Planet Namek Saga, yeah, but it was the Ginyu Force team. I mean it was the Ginyu Force team because when Ginyu dropped, you had the Rikumen Goldo, Jason Birder both drop. Then the Ginyu Force EZA. You had the free-to-play Ginyu Force EZA. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And then you had this free-to-play LR get access to Rainbow as well as an EZA. And then later they dropped this LR, which like by the time that this LR dropped, I mean these guys weren't like, I mean you can see June 20, 2024, May 31st, 2022. Like the Ginyu Force wasn't really like a viable team. The meta has stepped up a bit from then. It was kind of hard to run these guys. This was more of a special pose unit, but I mean they're all the Ginyu Force are all on special pose. So I mean this is the unit that dropped. Well, this is the yellow coin for Topo, I believe. And I mean, 5 or more special poses. I mean, come on, it's a Ginyu Force unit. It says special pose, but I mean, honestly, what they could have done with this LR is make it Ginyu Force and then just give them like just up all the stats and then make them only runnable on Ginyu Force. I think that would have been a good decision, but it was a special pose celebration, so obviously, kind of gotta do what you gotta do. So to get into these two teams, which would just essentially, like I'm basing it off like really one leader skill, and we'll get to it with some of the other leader skills. The kind of villains that come out where the whole team is extreme are the teams that I like. Now running a couple super units here and there is okay. Like uncontrollable power, you have the SSJ4 Goku right here, right? You have the Kale and Caulifla unit, which is also very fun to use. And like you have some super options. Well, I say some. I mean, there's. I mean, it's really these two. Like honestly, uncontrollable power is a full extreme team, really, because you have. I mean, these two. You have the Cell. This unit's really good on uncontrollable power. You have Rudigarn, and then the Buu, Janemba. Like it's mostly an extreme team, but Goku on this team is cool. It's nice, right? If you're running a full Broly team, more than likely you'll be getting the Power Beyond Super Saiyan support from this guy. So getting the extra damage reduction is very nice. But also just like running, in Buhan. This is in release order. There we go. I think that fixed it. How I wanted it. Maybe not. I don't know. I was trying to pull up where is he at? You mean the last page? I mean, and Janemba's also very good. In Buhan, he's right here. This guy just got an easy A, which is nice. I mean, this team is awesome. The only issue with this team now is it's super funny. It's runnable now. It's just so slow. Like you don't have post 10th anniversary damage on this team as much. I mean, like in Buhan it was a mistake of an easy A. Like he was so good compared to all the other ones. So all like the AGL Vegeta that came out with him, like he just blows that fucking Vegeta out of the water. So it's and then this guy's also pretty good, but I think you want to run him with GT Heroes if I'm not mistaken, right? GT Hero Great Power. Yeah. Yeah. Not really the best on this team unless you're running him with this unit, but they also they share the same name until he transforms, so Anyways, this is mostly an extreme team anyways. You know, like this guy easy A's, when he easy A's, like this team, like it's a good leader skill. When this in Broly easy A's, which will be far future, like it's gonna come back and it's gonna be really fun. And then to kind of backtrack a little bit, we have the movie boss's leader skill, which I mean like these leaders are so good. And like Cooler's right here. I don't have him pulled up in my tabs of what I want to talk about, but when Cooler came out, that was the Frieza team. That was like, or the Frieza family team. Right? The Cold family, I guess is what the proper term would be, but this team was so fun back in the day. Back when that what was it, 2021 or 2022? When did he come out? 2022. Okay. When that worldwide celebration happened, dude, that was like prime time for Dokkan, for me at least. I was having a lot of fun playing it. But you get to be like, this is so weird. Why is it? Let me pause for a second. I fixed it. I did the thing. It was this. This is what I was looking for. Updated date. So now we have it in updated order of when they came out and in the Easy 8. All right, cool. This is how I wanted it to look. We're learning, okay? We're learning how to YouTube a little bit. It's all right. We're getting there. So, I mean, movie bosses. The only issue that movie bosses had, at least when you're running like the Broly leader skill, is that you want to run a lot of like a lot of the Brolys, right? Running the big bad bosses unit on this team would kind of hurt it because they can't, unless you're linking them with each other. Like if you had Janemba and Janemba together, it's different, right? But you know, we got Easy A Janemba shortly after, and I mean, you could link them with Turles, right? They share how many links together? I know they share big bad bosses, but I mean that's probably it, right? Fierce battle, legendary power. Jeez, I can't talk. That's basically it. I don't know if they share brutal beatdown. I doubt it. Oh, they do. Okay, so I mean, 4 out of 7 is not the worst. But right, you get what I'm trying to say. The big bad bosses teams for villains are also the fun, like the more fun teams in my opinion. Simply just for the sole fact of big bad bosses being such a good link. It just brings so much power to every unit, and you like having it link level 10, obviously, which is a problem for some. But when you got the skill orbs for it, shit, I can have every link at 1 and that one at 10, and we're fine. I gotta get back on my link level grind. I've been kind of slacking. I kind of need to get the 3 million power. I'm at like 2.6. I need to get the 3 million so I can get those benefits. But when these teams came out, I mean, they were like, I thought they were fantastic, especially with all the help that they got in the celebration. Like we were needing new Brolys pretty bad, LR Brolys for that fact, and then having all of those other Brolys Easy A, it was just good. And having like this standalone base Broly is he's so good. Well, I don't know. Now, I mean, mine's 55%. He takes a little bit of damage, surprisingly. But I think I had him in. I think it's because I use him in the Rose event, and obviously Rose's type disadvantage, so it happens, right? He guards, but there's the true type disadvantage effect. Anyways, this Broly, I mean, still very awesome, very cool. It was really funny. Like I summoned a lot for the trio that came out with this Broly, not realizing that this guy was just better. I really wanted the trio because the trio standby skill was super cool, and then part two they release one that's just they just released one that's just quite literally better in the Family Kamehameha Goku. Sorry, had to cut for a second. Anyways, just to kind of just sorry to hurry up and move on. I've already been talking for like 10 minutes. These guys were great. I'm gonna try to move kind of quick because the next few are just TURs that we kind of gone through at the like before big celebrations, just the in between after worldwide. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about his team. So I don't have this Vegeta. Right, I don't summon on like every single banner. I didn't find this Vegeta very cool. Kit wasn't crazy to me, and plus this was super weird. Was not super big on this guy, but I do know that he was mainly a Planet Namek Saga lead, and then you had like some Inhuman Deed units that you could run, right? You had at the time the Brolys, right? But I think you really wanted him to be with some of the Planet Namek Saga just because that's what was getting that was getting pushed, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, we had the Ginyu, these two Easy Aid. I mean, yeah, then these guys Easy Aid, huh? So, I mean, his team was so weird. I wouldn't even. It's a mix of both, like super and extreme. Which, like I said, it's not a bad thing. I just prefer teams that are full villains because usually they don't get a lot of good representation. I mean, the main ones you get that have good representation are Broly and Rose. But I mean, obviously, right? I mean, they're saying like characters. So this Vegeta getting this kind of treatment where he's kind of just stuck to this is kind of eh. I'm more so kind of dogging on him because he wasn't like amazing either. He was kind of a weird release. I think, I mean, now we have great Inhuman Deeds. I mean, this guy, right? But we'll get to him in a minute. Inhuman Deeds is really good now. It wasn't that good. I mean, like I said, you had the Brolys, but if you had the Brolys, like, why are you running Vegeta? Right? Like, what's the point? And I'm not gonna get into this guy, but I mean, this is he was a weird release. I'm not gonna lie. We'll leave it at that. But Vegeta was a little bit weird. And then we have Slug. And then Slug dropped with demonic power, which was weird. Why Vegeta? I wish Vegeta would have dropped with a different leader skill. That's what in my opinion, they with these in between celebrations, give like the weird leader skills to these guys. Only thing that sucks is like usually when they do that, they'll drop a mission, and it's to make you inclined to summon so that you can pull the leader for that team and then, do the mission. That's the only kind of scummy. I don't want to say scummy, but it's kind of shitty on like a free-to-play player. But that saves the really good big teams that they could put on like the celebration units. I mean, shit, the 10th year anniversary units came out with 2 new categories and then Pure Saiyan Fuse Fighter as their leader skill. That's pretty good. Anyways, back into my point. Demonic Power. I saw Demonic Power as 2 kinds of teams. You were either running the Big Bad Bosses side with Lord Slug, or like the kind of Namekian Big Bad Bosses side with Lord Slug, this banner unit, which was super good. I talked about this banner unit in my banner unit video. He's very, very good. You had the Demon King Piccolo, who was a good floater. And then you had the Boos, right? And Hirudegarn. Or you ran the Gohans, right? you ran Beast Gohan, you ran this Gohan, and you just kind of ran Chop. Was I a fan of that kind of team? I mean, it was kind of funny. But I never really ran it like that. I had the I did, demonic power. Plus, he was a movie boss's lead, which I didn't have the Tech Broly at the time. When I actually ended up pulling the Lord Slug, but I did not have Tech Broly. So these three leader skills all mixed together were super good. Weird, he was also in Human Deeds right after we got Vegeta. It's kind of funny. But he's super good. And this is where the trend started of extreme class domain, right? This was that trend we started getting for some reason, where every single extreme unit that comes out just has a domain. Now, I'm not opposed to that. The domain is completely supporting their team. That's awesome, right? And it brings power to their team. But it's a matter of when these units age out, it's like, okay, now where do you run them? Because they're good in their domain, but if, the problem with domain is that if there's just a better domain, why are you running this guy, right? Or, well, I don't say why you're running him, but, it could be a completely different domain. I think Shenron has the best domain. It just power across his whole leader skill. It's strictly attack power, but with the mix of what he's doing in his kit, it's just a combination of everything nice. And demonic power getting 15% attack and defense, which is multiplicative, by the way. Very nice. But this is the trend setter right here. This is the extreme type domain trendsetter, which is funny. And I'll mention him, but Texamasu was the first. But for some reason, after Slug, we started getting some a domain extreme unit like every single time we saw one. I have Glorio pulled up, just for the sake of he has demonic power, and like I said, the extreme team of demonic power. This is also when Buhan got released. So now, and this Demigirl, which this Demigirl is also pretty good. I'm not gonna pull them up, but this is when the demonic power team just became great, because now you could run Glorio as a floater, and then like a Buu and another Buu on a rotation, Lord Slug, this guy on a rotation. Fuck, throw Beast Gohan on there as another floater, which just sounds crazy to say at the time, but the extreme demonic power team was so fun, and with this leader skill as well. Same thing with Slug, because Slug had movie bosses, but with accelerated battle, you have the Rosés, you have, you don't have Rose on movie bosses. Where's he at? Janemba. You had the Janembas, right? And this Janemba, for some reason, not on demonic power, which is just insane. I don't know what makes this guy not a demon, right? Not on demonic power. I don't know. Maybe they just don't watch their movies, right? And maybe they shouldn't name their passive skills Evil Demon and not put them on demonic power, right? Right? Could just be me. But I just wanted to mention him as another quick honorable mention, just because you could do an extreme lead demonic power with him, or a Glorio led extreme demonic power setup, and it worked wonders. Buu, I think was my favorite unit of 2024, because I was dying for a Buu team to be made. I think a team where you're just healing all the time, which is what all the Buus do, right? Healing all the time. It's just so fun, right? Getting taken down, just enough defense to survive, and then a good enough kit to just heal it all back up the next turn anyways. This guy's team was some of the most fun I've had playing Dokkan in a while too. That's what I'm saying. All these teams are so fun. It's just I got to run the characters that I like, and they were good, and they ran well with the team. This physical Buhan was so good on this team. Post transformation, so good. Let me look at what we had at the time. So we had this Buu. This Buhan was coming out shortly after this guy, and there was a small moment where you could run this team, and now you can't. The events are hitting too hard right now, but this guy was good, and before you guys come in my neck for saying this guy's good, this guy, another domain, right? Power absorption or transformation boosts enemies and allies. Attack and defense 15%. And if you're on Majin Power, another 15%. Not even if. It's just, this is just a separate thing. So these guys were getting, like, all the Buu units were getting 30% more attack and defense. I mean, I'm not gonna say this guy was runnable, but there were moments, right? There were fights with this guy. And, like, they were just super good with that domain up. Sorry, another cut. With this domain up, it was just so, and not just the domain too, because when Slug transformed, he had his passive buff with his domain. When this guy got into his domain, he transformed as well, temporary transformation. But I mean, 6 key attack and defense 30%, 70% damage reduction, orb changing the tech, 30% HP regen when attacking, another 100% attack, chance to perform a crit, and defense 40% when receiving an attack for every key sphere obtained. That's insane. 3 or more key spheres, launch another super. 6 or more key spheres, launch another super. Fighting a fuse fighter, launch additional super. This guy can super 5 times in a turn. Granted, if you have the his not 55%, or if you have equips. Now you never really got this until the Gogeta fight came out. When the Gogeta fight came out, this guy just ran shop. I mean, you had him turn 1 rotation, and he just fucking destroyed that Gogeta. I mean, it was a massacre. Actually, I think the Gogeta fight was out a little bit after this guy, or a little bit before this guy came out. So, oh yeah, I think so, because that's Gogeta fight was super hard, and then this guy came out and just wrecked shop. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Sorry, Dokkan has been going nuts for a while with the whole like sync thing. Ever since sync was talked about, it's just been nuts. Anyways, this transformation is super good, and then when you transform back, like this base form is still good. Just unconditional guard, right? After the 7th turn, high chance of dodging, support, more attack for himself. This guy was good defensively. All he has is guard, no like damage reduction or anything. But after 7th turn, he can guard. I mean, dodge. Sorry. This guy was great. This guy was so fun to use, and his team was so fun to use. And now I believe we're in the 10th anniversary, and I'm not gonna go super in deep with this unit. One, I don't have him. I'll be honest with you. This is one of the 10th anniversary units. I don't have him and the Vegeta. The blue Vegeta, the evolution blue Vegeta. I have the Gogeta. I have the Vegeta, Gogeta, and the Goku and the Gohan. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Those are the 4 units I really cared about. Wasn't too crazy about this guy or the Vegeta. However, I'm still gonna talk about them because they are extreme. And Battle of Fate is one of those teams that they'll always get units, as well as this is a team that you can run extreme or super and make it work, right? I mean, just looking at this page right here, Omega, Junior Zamasu, Rose, Gray Vegeta. I mean, Cell Max is right here, and when he easy A's, he'll be quite insane. But I mean, he wouldn't be good on this team, I don't think. But I mean, this Omega right here is also pretty solid. This baby is pretty good. I don't. Well, if you're running it with Omega, I mean, you're gonna get Bird Body Mind and Human Deeds. The only thing, like I said, is that this is one of those teams where you can run super or extreme, and the other side of this unit being a Goku, who is also extreme, by the way, which is very funny. You know, you have the leeway to do an extreme side, or sorry, a super side of this team. Which Battle of Fate just has such good cards, just objectively good cards. Units, I said cards. Units that you can just kind of make whatever team, which is kind of why I didn't want to talk about them this much. But the Goku side of this unit's very good. The Frieza, Frieza's But to move past that, this is post 10th anniversary. The Cell, when I read his info, I was like, ooh, this is kind of weird. And tournament participants was also very strange to me for a Cell. Makes sense, right? He's the guy. He's like, I want to start the Cell games. Dude, you got it, man. Start them fucking Cell games. But this is like one of those leader skills where it's like, you know, it's one of those like, oh, it's like half extreme, half super, depending on like what it is. And tournament participants, I mean, you have all the Cells, all the Gohans, right? And then you have, I mean, you have Majunior. When Majunior EZAs or we get another one, that'll be fun. You have Hit. I mean, this TN's really good. I mean, but on this team specifically, I mean, all the Universal 5-star units, right? On this team specifically, you want to run the Cells. And then you have Worldwide Chaos. And Worldwide Chaos is, I mean, has the best free-to-play team in the game right now. That has this guy. Right now, I mean, like, when he was released, I mean, you can look at it now. You had the Boos and the Cells. And then we just got a Buu team right before the 10th year anniversary. So it's kind of funny going into like a Cell who wants to have a Cell team, but really only got this Cell, right? And then this Cell in the celebration, right? And then you had the Boos, which like they weren't bad by any means. It's just kind of funny. It's like a half Cell, half Buu team. But I believe with the domain you wanted to run tournament participants, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you wanted to run the Cells. And I mean, we had this 18 as a Baron unit, which was okay. This Cell, like I said, this Cell too. And I mean, you had, I mean, these three for tournament participants. This Gohan's amazing. I love this Gohan unit so much. Even if he takes a little bit of damage in this new event. So does every other unit, though. You had the Bojack. I mean, yeah. This tournament participants was kind of weird. I wish they would have just released. I wish it would have just EZA'd a bunch of Cells, super EZA'd a bunch of Cells, and then just fucking just made this guy made a Cell team. That would have been awesome, right? Wouldn't that have been cool? Extreme STR domain unit, by the way. Tournament participants attack and defense 15%. Androids Angel / Cell Saga attack and defense 15%. So he had like a good domain for both extreme and super. But you know, extreme STR domain unit, right? If I had a nickel for every time that happened. Anyways, I don't have a lot of input on Cell either because I don't. He's also one of the units I don't have. I'm not gonna say I'm free to play, but I try to pick and choose with my summons on units that I like. Whether it be I don't save for celebrations if there's a unit that comes out that I like. I like Cell as a character, so I'm gonna summon for him. I just didn't get him. All right, I was just unlucky, right? Now we have Hit, and I really wish we would have had an LR Hit, but it's whatever. Hit is another one of those teams that you look at, and it's mostly super units, which I'm not gonna say sucks, because the Hit team is very fun. But when you're running U6, I mean, the Kel and Khalifa are just much better as this lead, right? But then you have, you know, Rapid Growth, which is mostly, I mean, Kel and Khalifa's, right? But you have the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, which is a super unit. I believe the only extreme unit on this team is the Hit. And then we have Accelerated Battle, which ignore this, ignore all this, right? Ignore all that. Super Janemba, right? Super Janemba. Accelerated Battle. Glorio, right? Like, hey, Glorio is not an extreme unit, but you know, Janemba. All right, don't look at the fusions, right? Don't look at the fusions. Ignore that. Ignore the Goku. Oh, Rose. Oh, dude, Rose's on this team. But I mean, you want to run U6 with this guy, you know, or tournament participants. But I mean, Universe 6. He is a Universe 6 leader skill. I like him more than Kellen Khalifa. But I mean, Kellen Khalifa just. I mean, having two Kellen Khalifas is just good. with the support floating around. Um, not much to say because he's not an extreme. He's an extreme unit, right? He's an extreme unit stunting a super team full of Saiyans, which is kind of the point I was trying to make at the beginning of the video, where it's like all the super units, all their teams are just, it's just full of Saiyans, and it's like, oh yeah, like it's cool when it, like, yeah, they beat the event, they win, but the extreme teams usually are like a little bit underpowered, or they're either a little bit underpowered or they have just monster support floating everywhere because they kind of need it, and it's super fun to run. Hit is just, he just has his extreme tag, and then he has his bitches, Kel and Khalifa, just running the whole fucking team. Kefla, it's just, it's a different kind of team. Nevertheless, he is a fun unit. He is a fun unit. I mean, look at this just existing part of his passive, right? I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, just like, what a unit, right? And like I said, I'm sorry, like he is like one of my, he's such a fun unit, and I kind of feel bad not talking about him. I have been talking for 30 minutes, and he's not even really an extreme team, which is just so, it's so funny. But it's hard to give him an extreme team because, I mean, he's like the coolest character in U6, so they want to give him a U6 leader skill, and then they drop all these Kel and Khalifas, right? Like all these Kel and Khalifa, boom, EZA, LR. We're not gonna talk about Vegeta. I mean, this Kefla can still do stuff. I mean, this Khalifa is very scary in some events. When this unit EZAs, I mean, it's just a super team, and I'm not gonna go deep into it. I found out today, as of 30 seconds before recording this video, that this is an extreme unit, which I did not know. I find that super funny, and I've yet to run this guy at like on the U6 team, and I really want to, because I want to see how good this guy is. But I would like to record and actually post that, but I don't have recording, so I can just display my opinions in the form of voice, and you guys can listen. Okay, to move past this fraudulent extreme leader, not fraudulent unit, just a fraudulent leader for my point that I'm trying to make. We're gonna get into these next three are my favorite teams to run right now. Granted, they're new. Obviously, you want to run the new teams. But, dude, this Tao has so much ore. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Mission execution, in and of itself, is such a niche and weird team. And then they tagged Earthbred Fighters onto it, which helps him exist as a leader, right? Because if he just had mission execution, let's look at this fucking team. What the fuck is this, right? I mean, you have some heat on there, but you have this Tao, which EZA'd. You had this hit who just dropped right before him, which doesn't even work on this team. Like I made the mistake of running him on this team one time, and I got fucked for it. I got absolutely railed for it. So there's that. Where is the boy? There he is, Glorio, and the General Blue. You're not running these guys on the team. They're very. These two are Ginyu dependent, and Ginyu I think is fine, but he just, you want to run him on a full Ginyu Force team, right? It's just not really worth it for this side. And Gloria isn't even extreme. I just kind of have him. Like, he's just kind of here. So, yes, this is the same point I'm gonna make with Hit, where it's like, oh man, he's an extreme unit. That he has an extreme leader skill this time. I mean, Hit was only rocking accelerated battle as like a half an extreme lead. And you know, mission execution, we are gonna get some more extreme units on here. And then you look at Earthbred Fighters and you're like, oh, hey, what the fuck, right? I mean, it's just Saiyan after, it's just, I mean, not Saiyan, it's just Goku after Goku after Goku. I mean, the Gohans and the 10th year anniversary LRs, which is just hilarious. Right? This Carnival Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like, you have so much stuff on here. I think, like, I legit think that my Tao team, because I don't have blue. I think I pulled General Blue the other day, but I forgot. I need to check. But I think my Tao team right now is TN, who is an extreme type unit, and also, actually, I didn't have him pulled up, but is a fun leader, being Final Trump card, because you have all of the fusions on there. It's TN, and then I think it's Glorio, Gogeta, AGL Gogeta, sorry. And then I believe it's Vegito and another support unit. Like I'm just running like insane support on this team specifically for Tao. Oh, I have this Goku on there, right? Like he's not an extreme lead, but I don't know. Tao is so fun. He's such a fun unit. Just and not even in just Kip, but just like Dokkan Fest Tao. I mean, who would have thought? You would have told if you had told me in the second anniversary that we were gonna a Dokkan Fest Tao, I would probably uninstall the game. I would, or just not believe you. But they dropped Tao, and I mean they gave him some fucking, I mean, like, just mission. You have to run it with mission execution, right? Which isn't bad. I have another tab, goddammit. It's not bad when you have like Glorio. Like Glorio is good. Glorio is amazing. Still, now, I would say he's good. If you don't have Glorio, well, guess what? If you're running him as a leader, your other leader is what you need for this. So just don't run him on other teams. just only run his team. And I mean, you might as well. I mean, like, he has 80% damage reduction with his intro up, right? Makes Rainbow Keys first for 1 turn. Extra attack 100%. Crit and damage reduction 50%. Which goes up to 80 when he just exists, right? More key, attack and defense 200%. Attack 200% when attacking with 12 more key. 200% per Rainbow Keys for obtained when attacking, which is just ridiculous. Defense 200% when receiving an attack, which is awesome. Has a unarmed super attack nullify, great chance of nullifying, and also unarmed, so like not super common, but it's there. And then when the target is stunned, he just gets 500% attack, guaranteed crit, and if your HP is 70% or less, somehow, right? Somehow, another 500% attack. I have seen this. This is the first unit I've seen break like 130 million legit. No items. He just does it. His head just did that. Like JFK, his head just did that, right? That's the boss's head just did that. The event died. I don't know. And he has an active skill, which is just kind of funny. Oh, that was a super attack effect, which, by the way, massively raise attack. He doesn't raise defense, which kind of sucks, but I mean, he's 80% damage reduction, 200% defense. I mean, it's lower attack and defense. It's not the worst super attack effect. And then he just has like, he doesn't raise attack on his active skill, but he changes E-spheres to rainbow and just what now. I will say when the enemy is stunned, which he does guaranteed stun in his passive. So if the enemy can be stunned, this hits fucking hard. This paired with this hits hard. And God forbid you enter the stage or you're at 70% somehow or less. This active skill actually just hits so hard. Followed up by like 130 million attack stat. He's ridiculous. He's so much fun. As a unit, he is fun. His team, granted, the whole point of this video was to talk about extreme teams. However, Hit and Tao get a pass. I don't care. And now we get to the last two, which I know I've been talking for 40 minutes. I need to wrap it up, but I'm gonna probably yap about these guys a little bit. And it's I mean, come on. These two leader skills, by the way, I'm gonna GT bosses and super bosses. Remember when these leader skills were shit? They were dog shit. Like they weren't teams. They were not teams. And now we just have the best super bosses unit we're probably ever gonna have. Well, I mean, that's not true, but for now it is. For a while it is. And also the best GT bosses unit we're probably gonna have. Probably till the next GT bosses celebration. Or GT celebration, because I mean, like, we're next couple GT celebrations, I should say. I said I was gonna yap, but I mean, I don't want to say there's not much to say, because I'm about to say much. But these guys are they're just ridiculous. I mean, they stack, like, he stack this Rose. Just to start with Rose first, he stacks attack for existing 200% attack and defense, 2 key per key sphere obtained. Fantastic on an LR. Attack and defense and attacks effective against all types whose allies include the name Goku Black. Now, we didn't have great Goku Blacks at the time. Have y'all ran this team? The clone team? Have y'all ran this team? If you haven't, let me just give you a little refresher. This is the best free-to-play team we're ever gonna have, probably. Unless they do something exactly like this again. It's the best. It's the best free-to-play team, and actually one of the most fun teams I've ever. I love running this team more than the fusions, the 10th year fusions. I love the 10-year fusions so much. They do so much damage. They're awesome. Knowing that I didn't have to summon for 5/6 of the team is fucking awesome. I got lucky and pulled the Rose, and then I get a free team along with that. That's actually event runnable. That's not just like, oh, this is a quest mode killer. This team is event. This is red zone runnable. The only thing that sucks about this part of this passive, right, is units like Fusion Zamasu will not get buffed, which sucks. But I mean, this Fusion Zamasu is just good by himself anyways. It is a kind of a bummer though. Per extreme class or future saga category ally in a team, negative defense 50% up to 150, crit and damage reduction up to 60, or 20% up to 60. Awesome. When all allies are extreme class, or when there's another future saga ally attacking the same turn, guard. Cool. You're running super bosses. Guess what? I mean, unless you get a team full of Jirns and Topos, which you're not, or Kale and Khalifas, which you're not fucking running these units with Rose. Come on, you need a big bad bosses unit. Fusion Zamasu, Goku Blacks. That's what you want to run with this guy. Maybe Jirns. I mean, Jirns alright. Jirns alright now. I don't know. I haven't really used them with this team. Anyways. When activating the active skill or attacking with 18 or more ki, 200% attack, additional attack, graciousness be a super. Defense 180 when receiving an attack, and then 4th turn you can reversible exchange with Zamasu. Mind you, this guy also has an active skill that can just be activated turn 4. Just turn 4. Exists on turn 4. You got it, man. Massively raised attack, cause ultimate damage. All attacks become crits. Super bosses category allies attack at defense 15%, plus additional defense 10% for characters who belong in the Future Saga for 4 turns. So you're telling me this guy has an active skill that does, when you drop this, it's like 40 plus million damage guaranteed almost every single time, even with like 2 turns of him being up, right? If you get him turn 1 and then turn 3 and then he comes back on turn 5, it's like a 40 million attack, a 40 million damage attack guaranteed. He basically just drops a domain. But without making the domain. Which means I would not advise running this guy. Personally. But that does not clash with him. He doesn't drop a domain when he drops this. God forbid you have this up, right? When this is active. I mean, if you save it a little bit longer. Which I get, I mean, it's also starting from the 4th turn whenever you're playing super bosses, so you could. Is this guy good enough to be on this team? I mean, you could probably get away with it if you hide him a little bit in some events, but it's hard to hide him when he kind of has to be in slot 1 to do anything. If I'm not mistaken, right? Slot 1, 4 attacking, 30% damage reduction, guards. You know, if he does a lot of attacks, which you have to give him key spheres for. He's scary to run. I mean, when he goes in this domain, right? The issue is you want to put this guy in slot 1. At the very least, he tanks AoEs if he's not in slot 1. You gotta hope and pray that he super attacks a bunch. It's just kind of scary. I've had this guy die to that Trunks in the super hard, whatever, not formidable battle, but the one that has the time limited missions right now. I've had him die in there a bunch. What I'm trying to get at is he has this effect, and it's just not a domain. He just kind of does this. Did I mention there was another part of this character? I said reversible exchange, right? With Zamasu. Now this Zamasu isn't fantastic by any means. Like, if you can hide him, he's good. This is, besides the Gogeta now, besides AGL Gogeta, this active skill is one of the hardest hitting active skills I've ever seen. I've seen 999 with this active skill. This Zamasu doesn't have much to talk about. I mean, this is really good. The Future Saga Extreme Class Allies damage reduction 10% is very nice, right? The Rose is what you're going to be keeping for most of the fight. Very, very good unit. My goat. I mean, look at there's not much. Like, you guys know. I wanted to splurge on Rose a little bit just because he has that free-to-play team. And the only thing I can say about Shenron is that they would have dropped a free-to-play Shadow Dragon team with this guy. That would have made my year for this game. Or, you know, non-extreme class team, but, you know, AGL Gogeta clones, or the Gogeta clones would have been cool. Anyways, I mean, extreme class allies defense 70% and damage reduction for those who belong in GT bosses. Attack support. This guy's domain. Attack support. Your units are gonna hit so hard. And the GT boss team is like, it's a team. This is a team. Which is crazy to say, because like there's like nothing here almost, right? But then you look a little closer, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This guy is all right if you can run him. I imagine this guy's pretty good in some of the events too, because he actually has this full passive up. You just got to give him the Rainbow Key Spheres, which is a little bit annoying in clashing with the Omega. Plus his name is Omega, so right? But I mean, if you can debuff the enemy, I mean, if you can debuff the enemy, that with this guy is I mean, it's GG. I feel bad because I kept saying that, you know, not much to say, but then I say much. But I mean, it's just, he's the GOAT. And mind you, these two teams revolve around this Link, the Rose team and this team, this Omega team. And man, it is fun shit watching both these teams just massacre events. I mean, it's just I, I I've been talking for 50 minutes. I think I should just cut myself off now. These extreme teams need to stay come with heat because I am all for it. Will I still eat up fusions, Super Saiyan 4s, and Saiyans every celebration? Maybe. But will I fuck up a Mercenary Tao Dokkan Fest and a Omega Shenron Dokkan Fest? You bet your fucking ass. Thank you for watching.